is a very important day. Something big has happened in Harare, and I've been talking about this for the whole week. So I want to unpack for you what has happened, and I've just taken a stop here, somewhere where I was driving. So I want to explain to you what is happening, how it started, where we are going, and I want to remind you of the bigger picture. So what is the bigger picture? Don't forget the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that between now and 2035, the military is going to be in charge, and they are going to have an election between 2035 and 2040. So that is the bigger picture. Now let me go inside where we are right now. We talked to the major last night. We talked to the general last night. We talked to General Wende on Monday. So I've talked to a lot of people, and I want you to understand what is going on. What is going on is not reversible. It's not possible for Mnangagwa to stay in office. It's not possible. So keep it in your mind that what we're seeing is the removal of Mnangagwa. A lot of things are going to happen, but this is the removal of Mnangagwa that is taking place. So it's not reversible. The military is stronger than Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa can never be stronger than the military of Zimbabwe, but the military of Zimbabwe works in stages. So they have a plan, and they're currently implementing their plan. So I want to take you through what has happened. Mnangagwa came from Addis Ababa. After he came from Addis Ababa, he landed at the airport and was met by the general, Valerius Banda. And he went away with Valerius Banda. According to my sources, all the generals of Zimbabwe were summoned. So all the generals were summoned. After they were summoned, they were asked, are you part of the coup plan? Each general in 10 said, no, I'm not part of the coup plan. So each general has refused that they are part of a coup plan. No general has told Mnangagwa to go. So that is where this thing is. Now the question was, who is Geza? Who is protecting Geza? If all the generals are not part of a coup, who is protecting Geza? That was the question from Mnangagwa. And no one could answer what is going on. None of the generals committed to be the ones behind Blessed Geza. So that happened earlier this week. So what you are seeing right now is what has happened after the meeting with Mnangagwa and the generals. And the deployment that you are seeing right now has been done by the army, but it's being overseen by Mnangagwa. So this deployment that you are seeing is not a deployment by the guys doing a coup. It is being done by Mnangagwa. However, the guys who are now going on the street now have the license to be on the street. This is how the removal of Mnangagwa is going to go. Mnangagwa is going to be removed by the guys that have now been put on the streets. The deployment is in Harare, and the deployment is in Bulawayo. So those are the two places where the deployment is, in Bulawayo and in Harare. And by Friday, Mnangagwa is going to be removed. I told you already that Mnangagwa is going to be removed by Friday. However, he has signed this deployment. Mnangagwa has signed his own death warrant by allowing the military to go on the street. He thinks he's allowing them to go to protect him, but they are going to turn against him. So what you're going to see is the military turning against Mnangagwa. But at the moment, this deployment has been done by Mnangagwa. I saw a tweet by a minister or someone in Mnangagwa's office saying that this is an equipment test. That is not true. This deployment was done by what is called a special task force. A special task force has been put out there, and Mnangagwa has done the deployment. He has been convinced by the generals that he needs to protect himself for national security. That is why Mnangagwa has put those people there. He's been convinced that there is units in the army that are not loyal to him, so he must put those people around the cities. So all the major roads leading into and out of Harare, leading into and out of Bulawayo, you are going to see the military. All the areas around Mnangagwa's home, you are going to see the military. All the areas around Mnangagwa State House, you are going to see the military. So the military is fully deployed. And on Friday, 21st February, Mnangagwa is going to go to Bulawayo to make a speech. And it is at that speech, as I said to you, that Mnangagwa is expected to resign. If he doesn't resign there, then things are going to start to go into motion. Because what you are seeing is not reversible. Remember what I said. This is not reversible. You're not going to see the military, this side, just staying the way they are. You're not going to see this side, Mnangagwa, staying the way he is. Otherwise, a lot of people are going to be dismissed or killed. So that is the situation right now. Let me recap for you. There is a deployment in Bulawayo. There is a deployment in Harare. That deployment is of a special task force following a meeting between Mnangagwa and the generals, at which each general was asked if he's part of a coup or a plot to remove Mnangagwa. And all of the generals said no, they're not part of any plan or plot to remove Mnangagwa. So the question was then, who is behind Gesa? And it was, no one could answer. There is someone. So Mnangagwa said, who is that person? The generals can't answer. Are you behind the coup? The generals can't answer. So that is why you see that these guys have been deployed. There is someone who's armed. Who is that person who's coming after Mnangagwa? They don't know. And that is why these guys were deployed. So between Wednesday, today, and Saturday, if you're in Harare, stay in your house. Do not be moving around at night. Something bad is going to happen. If you're in Bulawayo, have some food, chill out. Don't do anything strange, like moving around in town. There is a bad thing happening right now, and it's in the military. There is a lot of suspicion among the military. The main military and whoever else is backing the war veterans, they don't know. And the generals have refused that they're part of a coup plot, which brings even more confusion to Mnangagwa, resulting in the deployment that he has done now. This deployment was not done by Chiwenga. This deployment was not done by the generals without the permission of Mnangagwa. It was done by Mnangagwa, and he thinks he's protecting himself. But you're going to see events. Now that the soldiers are on the street and they've got arms, you're going to see events that are going to take place, that are going to unfold within the next 3 days, which will result in the removal of Mnangagwa. Otherwise, all the generals that you know, they'll be killed. That is all simple. This is a matter of life and death, what you're seeing here. I'm so sorry, guys. I wasn't looking at my comments because I'm onto my computer. And it's terrible. I must look at what you guys are saying. Koma Donald, you're saying Ngayende. Yes, Mnangagwa, Ngayende, Argu Rayavanu, Nenzara. And I've said to you, don't forget the bigger picture. 2035, that's where we're going. And the military is going to be in charge until 2035. And a fresh election is going to take place after 2035. The military has a plan, they have a roadmap, and that roadmap doesn't change. It is going to be the same. I talked to a lot of people, including some of the people very close to these leaders that I'm talking about. And I can assure you, this deployment was done by Mnangagwa. However, he doesn't know the full game. Mnangagwa was made to sign this deployment, but he doesn't know the full game. The full game is going to happen on Friday. So Friday is the day. I already said it on Monday, that Friday, take your popcorn out and watch what is going to happen. Things are going to pop. If the generals don't do something now, they have made a very, very bad mistake. Mnangagwa is going to wake up, he's going to jump up, and he's going to take them out. So this is what is going to happen. And it's an unfortunate situation to say it's not a drill. If you're in Harare right now, you are in real danger right now. If you're in Bulawayo right now, you're in real danger right now. Take care of yourself. Do not play with the situation that is unfolding right now in Zimbabwe. It's a terrible situation. And the major said it here yesterday. And also, you remember that we're talking to General Stole here, and he explained that people have been disarmed. You remember what General Stole said? People have been disarmed. Now you see people with arms. That is very dangerous. It means something has happened. There's been a change. But that meeting, that secret meeting between Mnangagwa and the general, very, very important. The generals, very, very important. Because at that meeting, each general was asked in turn, are you part of a coup? No. Are you part of a coup? No. Until all the generals in Zimbabwe said, we're not part of a coup. And then this happened, which is the deployment on the basis that there is someone who is backing the war veterans and they want to prevent that person from entering the cities. However, that is where Mnangagwa is going to get taken out, and you're going to see that this is what has happened. I think I've talked enough. 10 minutes is enough. We'll come back in the evening. I'll bring back some guests so that we can see what is going on. A very dangerous situation developing in Harare. Military deployed about 2 hours ago and on the street, particularly at the edges of the city. It's almost as if they are worried that someone is going to come out from outside and enter. So I don't know what that is all about. Or they want someone not to get out. So that was the two things that are possibly being done by the military. Prevention of people from entering and prevention of people from leaving. Very, very important for you to understand what is going on. We are at the beginning of something very big, and it's not reversible. You are not going back where you were. Each day that passes, it gets worse and worse and worse. Right, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. And I'll see you again this evening at 10 minutes past 9. And a good day.